Hello everyone and welcome to this Monday Night Raw review. Yes, I have finally had a shave. I finally decided to shave the beard. But yeah, we're gonna be going over Monday Night Raw here. And as you guys know, Monday Night Raw isn't, good. It was meh today. There were a few things I did like, but it was meh, mostly. So the show began with Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss on a Moment of Bliss. And I ain't gonna lie, I did like this. This wasn't too bad. I did like Randy and Alexa's back and forth. Randy saying that Alexa Bliss is the weakness of the Fiend, and you could clearly tell it was, considering how the Fiend wanted Randy to give her back. So that's kind of the, so you've got that as like a way for Randy to get to Bray. And don't be surprised if we see him, maybe try and take advantage of Alexa Bliss, every now and then to maybe try and get to the Fiend. Now, I kind of thought about this. Now, I know WWE ain't going to go this route, but I thought it'd be really cool is that if Randy Orton was able to break the spell that Alexa is under from Bray Wyatt. Because I was like, Randy knows Bray well more than anyone. And Randy Orton used to be under Bray Wyatt's spell in the Wyatt family back in 2016. Remember when Randy joined Bray and he suckered Bray in and only to kill the Wyatt family and destroy, Bray's house, the compound that he had. He was under Bray's spell just so then he could take advantage of him and get to him. And that was the whole point of it. That was the whole point of him joining up, with Bray. So I thought, well, they could go the same route here. They could kind of go in a route where maybe Randy helps Alexa maybe see the light again and maybe she snaps out of it. Or maybe she doesn't. But to be honest with you guys, I would rather the old Alexa Bliss. I'm not really a big fan of this new Alexa. Really boring. I'm not a fan. I'd rather the old Alexa Bliss back. But I guess only time will tell. I guess only time will tell on where this one goes. I'm very surprised there was no Nikki Cross. I'm glad. I can't say I'm glad. I'm kind of surprised there was no Nikki Cross. I thought she was going to get involved in this in some way, but no. According to WWE.com exclusives, she would rather celebrate St. Andrew's Day. Okay, whatever. You do you, Alexa. So then we had Jeff Hardy face off against Elias in a Symphony of Destruction match. Jeff Hardy wins, and Jeff Hardy had this nasty blow. They had the table near the ring steps where the wrestlers would walk up the steps and everything. Holy cow, that was really scary. Jeff would do the swanton onto the table, and the back of his head would smash the back of the steel steps. That looked really, really scary. And Jeff, it looked like Jeff was okay. He gave the nod to the referee that he was okay, and he started playing the tambourine, and I thought that was pretty funny. Sorry about this, guys. I got a bit of an itchy nose. Then we had Ricochet face off against Slapjack in all capitals, because when it comes to Retribution members, all their names are in all capital, and I don't know why, but we all know that's Shane Thorne. Shane Thorne, he spoke for the first time. Many are saying that they don't think that's him because that wasn't his voice. Either WWE edited Shane's voice, or either he's trying to put on more of a menacing, voice. If you go onto Wikipedia, it's Shane Thorne. If you go onto Wikipedia, they say it's Shane Thorne. So you can't really say they're wrong there. They thought Santana Garrett was a part of Retribution, but she wasn't. She was just like a placeholder. She was like one of those placeholder Retribution members until they formed the actual Retribution. The Piss and John Pewison, they attempt to cut down Sheamus by having him turn on Drew McIntyre, and that backfires. And Miz and Morrison end up attacking Sheamus afterwards. Then we had Asuka and Lana facing off against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. And as much as I don't like this, I'm sorry to say, but I had to laugh my ass off at this. Lana successfully pinned Shayna Baszler. I'm sorry, but that is so funny. A woman who's a former two-time NXT Women's Champion, okay? Two-time NXT Women's Champion. The woman that people brag about beating Bayley 4 times. Yeah, she can beat Bayley 4 times and she can win the NXT Women's Championship, but she can't beat Lana. That's funny. That is really, really, really funny. And secondly, people have gone on for months and months and months about how people think that Lana is being punished because Rusev is in AEW. Well, guess what? Lana pinning Shayna Baszler proves you wrong. It proves you wrong. It proves everybody else wrong. It just, enough is enough with this Lana being punished bullshit. She's not being punished anymore. Sole survivor of Survivor Series, as much as I hated that, this is the only time I'm okay with defending Lana. I can defend Lana to where people can say she's being punished. I'm okay with defending her in this category, but saying she's a good wrestler or she's improved or anything, nah, that is ridiculous. She's not that good in the ring. But I find it funny that Shayna Baszler lost to Lana. Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, Asuka, and Lana. They are the 4 names that have successfully pinned Shayna Baszler on the main roster. And yet, everybody thought she was going to be a big threat. Everyone thought she was going to be a big, massive threat on the main roster. Yep. Yeah, she's such a threat now. I should really be scared of Shayna Baszler now. Oh my god, she lost to Lana. I should really be terrified of Shayna Baszler. Yeah, I should be terrified of Shayna Baszler now. She lost to Lana. Yeah, please. Give me a break. Shayna is trash. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't really talk about the Ricochet Shane Thorne match. I think I talked about it. Well, either way, I'll quickly summarize it. Ricochet versus Shane Thorne. Shane Thorne got the win. If I didn't talk about it, I'll quickly repeat it here. Shane Thorne and Ricochet had a quick match. I liked it. It wasn't too bad. Shane Thorne won. We had Dana Brooke at ringside. Dana Brooke at ringside, kind of got involved, slapping Ali in the face, which still led to Shane Thorne winning, which kind of surprised me in a way, because I thought it was going to lead to him losing. But no, Shane Thorne got the victory. And I want to quickly say this real quickly here. Fans are going to complain about Retribution, being buried. People are going to call it, Retribution are buried. But Retribution have gotten some victories lately. They've picked up a couple of wins lately. And two of those wins were over Ricochet. And now you're probably going to get people complaining that, oh, now that they've buried Ricochet. I mean, give me a break. I mean, do you want Retribution to be taken seriously? Do you want Retribution to be looking like a serious threat? It's not like it's ridiculous. Like, I just can't stand how people are so ridiculously stupid that they constantly think someone has to win everything. Ricochet is a mid-carder. He's not going to be headlining WrestleManias anytime soon. Do you want Retribution to look like a serious threat or not? Then they have to get victories. They have to beat people like Ricochet. They have to get victories. In order to be taken seriously, they need wins. They can't lose. That's why I was upset that they were losing immediately. That's why I was upset they were losing so early on, because I was like, what's the deal? Why are you having them lose for? You want to make them look like a threat? To make them look like a threat, you got to have them win. So yeah, that's why I was kind of surprised that Shane Thorne still won despite Dana Brooke's interference. And we'll get into Dana Brooke because she does compete against Mia Yim later on. Xavier Woods faced Cedric Alexander, and Cedric got the win here. And people are saying that this could lead to a Hurt Business breakup for some reason, because Cedric, wandered off and, he got his win and he was like all happy and excited, and MVP and Shelton Benjamin looked at each other and they were like, what the hell is he doing? Like, I don't know. I feel like this is just leading to bloody Hurt Business eventually winning those titles. And seriously, Hurt Business are completely lame. So throughout the show, Matt Riddle's been trying to... Matt Riddle, he's playing this character that he's being a complete utter moron. He's being annoying. He talked to Keith Lee. Keith Lee walked off. I don't blame you, Keith Lee. I would have done that too. And he just starts annoying AJ Styles and leads to that big guy, Omos. Leads to that big dude. He leads to that big dude laughing. Listen, if you find Matt Riddle funny, then there's something wrong with you. Matt Riddle is not funny. So we had Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, AJ Styles in a triple threat. Winner becomes number one contender for the WWE Championship. And the person that I predicted to win ended up winning. AJ Styles. I told you. Told you AJ Styles was going to win. AJ Styles was the right man to go with, in my personal opinion. He was the right guy to go with. Keith Lee. I was wrong in thinking that Bobby Lashley could have interfered in Keith Lee's match. I don't know what Keith Lee's going to be doing now. I felt like a Keith Lee Bobby Lashley program would have been pretty good, but it's not that is not what we are getting at all. So it should be interesting to see where they go with Keith Lee. But yeah, AJ Styles wins. He pins Matt Riddle. And we had Dana Brooke. She faced off against Mia Yim of Retribution Reckoning. So, and I was kind of expecting Dana Brooke to take the L here as well. I was kind of expecting her to take the L here. I was like, well, okay, she slapped Ali earlier. This is most likely going to end in the same way. But no, to my surprise, Dana Brooke, got the win. And you know what? I'm happy. I'm glad she won a match. It's kind of cool to see her win a match. But the one thing that there's a big notice here is Mia Yim, she lost her mask. Little Miss Reckoning, lost that little face mask that's around her face. And yeah, we can all notice that is you, Mia Yim. So Dana Brooke single-handedly exposed Reckoning. She single-handedly exposed Reckoning. We all should be thanking Dana Brooke for exposing Reckoning as Mia Yim. And yeah, Mia Yim lost this matchup, and Ali was pretty cross at was pretty cross at Mia Yim. You know, yelling at her, saying that there's no failure in Retribution. Like, this was the first... It's like this was Mia Yim's first match on Raw. It's like they're treating it like, oh, this is her first match and she got outsmarted. And Mia Yim's probably going to eventually beat Dana Brooke. I'm wondering, are they going to go towards a mixed tag involving Ricochet, Dana Brooke, Ali, and Mia Yim? The mixed tag for Randy and Nikki and Bliss and Fiend is basically no longer in the books, considering Nikki wasn't a part of that, so I guess, you know, whatever. But yet, we had Riddle get taken out by Hurt Business, because Matt Riddle, you know, all his little funny little jokes finally caught up to him, and he slipped the tongue by saying that, because he was saying that at least I got an opportunity at the WWE title. You cost Bobby Lashley his chance, and this led to MVP getting pretty upset at him, and Bobby Lashley attacked Matt Riddle. Seriously? Look, I want the United States title off of Bobby Trashley as much as the next guy, but are you seriously gonna choose Matt Riddle over Keith Lee? Shame on WWE. The fact that this guy has had a lot of backstage heat, a lot of drama, and they still intend on pushing this guy. They took Velveteen Dream off TV. They took Lars Sullivan off TV. Get this guy off my TV! No one wants to see Matt Riddle. Get him off my TV. And then the main event was Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, the Celtic psychopaths, as I call them. They take on the Piss and John Pewison in the main event. And Miz tries to attempt to cash in his briefcase at the very end. But in the end, it gets intercepted with a Claymore! As how Tom Phillips says it. And Drew ends up standing tall in the end. And Omos grabs AJ Styles and drags him away on his shoulders like he's some kind of child on his shoulder. Anyway, guys, that is basically your edition of Monday Night Raw's review. Meh. That's really all I gotta say about Raw. Meh. There were a few things I liked. I liked that Dana Brooke, you know, they gave Dana Brooke something to do finally. I'm not, like, they need to give women more things to do, which is the other thing they need to start focusing more on. And they need to move on from this Shayna Nia thing and the tag team division. And they need to use more Peyton Royce. You had her pin Bayley and you're doing nothing with her. But yeah, that's pretty much your Raw, guys. Hit that thumbs up if you guys did enjoy. Comment your opinions down below. Subscribe to the channel. And hit the notification bell. So that way you'll be notified whenever I do another video or when I go live for a live stream. And see you all next time.